All right, Tennessee Titans fans. It's a Colin Cowherd day. So get your popcorn, maybe some booze. I don't drink, but I might by the end of this video. This is Colin giving his playoff predictions, pre-training camp when he released this, playoff predictions for each division.
So this is my pre-camp, before any injuries, pre-camp predictions. Let's start in the AFC East. The Bills have won the division four straight years. I'm giving it to them.
Wow.
The Dolphins, it's an offensive league, had the
I'm
number
already
one total
iffy on
offense in
this
the NFL, and Tua threw for 4,600 passing yards.
So he's going by division. Mighty bold to take the Bill. I understand over the last few years, but
offensive league. The Jets third. Yes, they have a great defense. O-line questions. Head coach is defensive. Aaron has not taken a snap. More than 4 snaps in 559 days in the NFL. Hasn't taken more than 4 snaps. Sorry about the great defense. Jets third, Patriots fourth. I think that's the first or second worst offensive roster in the league. AFC North, it's the best division in football, so it's inches, not feet.
Wow.
Listen, the
They've
Ravens,
got the Steelers.
top 5 offense, top 5 defense, and the best special teams coach in the league. I have them winning the division. Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow have proven when Joe's healthy, they win. What do you want me to say? Last year with Jake Browning, they had a winning record. With Jake Browning, Burrow.
Who was the offensive coordinator for that team? He gets no credit for anything. He pretty much did nothing while he was there, apparently. He just sat over there and had his finger up his bum while Zach Taylor did everything. But
goes back in, they're a playoff team. Steelers, they can't figure out their O-line or their offensive coordinator. I love their roster, frankly.
They can't figure out their offensive coordinator. They have Arthur Smith.
Worry in an offensive league about getting it right on that side of the ball. Love the coach in Cleveland. Total question mark on Deshaun Watson. Weird personality, weird injuries. I'll just put him fourth for now. AFC West, Kansas City until further notice. They've won the division 8 straight times. Best coach in football, best quarterback. They get it. I think the Chargers have limitations on the perimeter, but don't be shocked if they don't make a move for Brandon Ayuk and potentially give up Mack or Bosa on their edge. They've got 2 good edge rushers. Wow. They need a star receiver. They may make a move. In my opinion, I'll take them second. I like the Broncos more than Vegas, but PFF says worst roster in the league. Broncos third, Raiders fourth. They've got a rookie coach and quarterback issues. Finally, AFC South, really much better division than people.
Colin Cowherd. I don't even know if you guys could see it because of copyright stuff. He's got Texans 1, Jaguars 2, Colts 3, Titans 4. Let's hear the great analysis of Colin Cowherd.
Give it credit for. I worried about the Texans pulling back, but they had another really strong draft and free agency period. Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, I'll take them to win. I think it's Trevor Lawrence's best roster yet. Jaguars finished second. They were 9-8 last year, and Trevor Lawrence fell apart down the stretch. They'll rebound. I like the Colts,
but with total confidence, they'll rebound. Okay. Based on hopes and dreams?
I question Anthony Richardson's playing style and staying healthy. They're third. And the Titans, I have questions at quarterback, and their offensive line's worse than Will Levis, so I'll take them fourth.
How could you possibly know, Colin? Oh, Colin. What a bold statement to make about an offensive line that's going to have at least 3 new starters, if not 4. Like, what a bold statement to make about an offensive line that might have 1 returning starter who was a rookie last year. Like, just, it kills me when people try to analyze what the Titans are going to be this year, and all they have to go by is, well, last year this, and last year that. I am a firm believer that when it comes to all 32 teams, you got to be careful about last year. Okay? I understand it's easy to say, well, the Jags fell apart last year. The Jags, you know, they at one point they were 8-3 and they ended up 9-8. Okay. Yeah. But I can acknowledge that last year doesn't have much bearing. It's totally different rosters. It's, you know, and many times different coaching staffs. I could see how in some cases maybe like with the Falcons when they were 28-3 in the Super Bowl, that had effects on them, I believe, for a while. But in terms of the Titans, it especially doesn't matter because it's a complete turnover of the roster. Like in most cases, it's a totally different team. First-time head coach, totally new staff. Bill Callahan's here. You're talking about the offensive line is terrible. I like maybe the best offensive line coach ever's in town. And we're not going to give that any credit at all. If he would have just left it at, I'm not sure about Will Levis, I would have let him have it. If he would have just said, I'm not sure about Will, and just moved on, I would have let him have it. But to throw in that jab at the offensive line based on nothing, I'll finish it out. See what he says.
We go to the NFC.
Oh, wait. He's got his wild cards here. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans as division winners. And then he's got the Bengals, Chargers, and Jaguars as his wild card teams. He has only one team coming out of the AFC East. No Dolphins, no Jets.
By the way, I have 3 new playoff teams in the AFC. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans winning the division. Bengals, Chargers, Jaguars, wildcard team. So that's 3 new playoff teams. That's the average. 3.5 to 4 is the average per year. I've got 3. Let's go to the NFC, where Philadelphia easily the best roster in the division. Nick Sirianni, did he hire?
I mean, this is a Titans channel. The NFC ain't got nothing to do with anything over here most of the time. This man has the Commanders. This is actually hilarious because I can't stand the Cowboys. This man has the Commanders finishing ahead of the Cowboys.
Better assistants. They started last year 10-1. Then they fell off a cliff. I think they rebound. Maybe not a Super Bowl team, but very good. I'm going to go with Washington. New coach, new OC, new quarterback, new owner. I think they use that energy and juice.
So with Washington, they get the benefit of new this, new that, new whatever. Tennessee, same old offensive line.
To catapult, I think they're the surprise team in the NFL. Washington, second. Dallas is a very viable third, but I think they're top-heavy and overly dependent on Dak and CeeDee Lamb to carry the entire offense. Giants, just not good enough at quarterback. I pick them fourth. Let's go to the NFC North. Detroit, number 1 offensive line in football. If you have the best offensive line in football, it's like having the best starting pitching staff in baseball. It gives you so many advantages over everybody else. I love their front office. You know I love Goff. Not great defensively. They've tried to shore it up. I have Green Bay second. Best young offensive talent to me in the sport. They're not paying anybody until Jordan Love here in about a week. I take them for second.
I'm about to say, he clearly posted this before Jordan Love's payday came in.
By the way, they closed the season out winning 6 of 8 games and hammered the Cowboys in the playoffs. Chicago's a viable third. Can't wait to watch.
Stuff like that, man. Like, and what did he just say?
Games and hammer the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. Hammered the Cowboys in the playoffs. That is true. Stuff like that. Like, they've won 6 of 8 to close the year. How much does that matter this year? I don't know. I mean, the Packers, you can make an argument the Packers are bringing back a ton of the same players. So, I mean, maybe you carry some of that momentum. Maybe you could argue, like, with the way the Jags or the Eagles season went. Like, you just talk about the Eagles. They started 10-1 and went off cliff. How much of that carries over? Does it matter? Is it just a fun talking point?
Chicago's a viable third. Can't wait to watch them play. But it's a defensive coach on the hot seat and a rookie quarterback. O-line's good, not great. They're third. I think Minnesota's going to be the best fourth-place team in the NFL. I love their offense. and I'm rooting for Sam Darnold, but the division's too good. I think by the end of the year, we'll say this is the best division in football. I'll pick the Vikings as a really fun, dynamic number 4. Let's go to the NFC West. Yes, I like the Rams. I thought they had a back-to-back sensational drafts. Finished top 10 in total offense and scoring last year. I really like what they've done with their defensive
I like the Rams too, but the 49ers
front in the last 2 drafts. Niners are good, but they're an old, expensive football team. Watch out for injuries and the Brandon Ayuk noise. Seattle, hey, they finished 9-8. Geno Smith's good enough to win you games. They have a new staff, a new coach. I'm going to take Shanahan and McVay over the rookie coach. They're third. I love Kyler Murray, but I just don't think Arizona roster right now can compete with the rosters above them. Finally, the worst division in football. I do think Atlanta getting Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix will stabilize the quarterback position. Second.
You need 2? You need 2 of them to stabilize it? Maybe between the 2 of them, they can stabilize.
Best offensive line in football. It's hard not to be a playoff team when you have
got the Panthers ahead of
that good of an offensive line. Bucks have made the playoffs 4 straight years. Baker is more than capable. Carolina, Saints, not very good. I don't like New Orleans' situation right now, coaching at all. NFC playoff teams, Eagles, Falcons, Lions, Rams, Niners, Commanders, Packers.
The Commanders, that's something.
Are wild card teams, but only 2 new.
I'm not confident that he didn't stick the Commanders in there just to have a clickbait title for this video. In the title it says Commanders wild card. I'm not sure he didn't just do that to get people to click. In terms of what he said about the Titans, I gave my thoughts. The offensive line comment I thought was lame. It sounded like he just couldn't come up with another reason why he had him at 4, and he just threw that out because he felt like it. I'll be giving my predictions on the Two Tone Talk podcast, which is coming back very, very soon. God bless you. Tighten up. Bye.